everyone, I am John Rush, your host today for this particular review. My son Richard Rush is behind the camera. This is the 2016 Subaru Outback 2.5i Limited. So there's several versions of the Outback. You can check all of that out on Subaru's website. This does have the 2.5 liter engine, not the 3.6. Two different engine combinations, which in our altitude, the 2.5, I will tell you, actually worked well. I was surprised. I thought it wouldn't have quite enough power. Some of the reviewers out there talk about the lack of power. Frankly, I didn't find that to be an issue. Let's go through the car. We'll walk around some of the changes for 2016. They redid this car in 2015. Not a lot of differences in 2016, but we'll talk about some of those right now. So this particular car, option-wise, $36,148 is the sticker price. It's got an option package number 23, which is $3,000, which includes all the nav, the different things we'll show you on the interior. On the outside, it does have the eyesight camera, which Richard will show you in a minute, which gives you pre-collision braking, steering responsive fog lamps, which he just showed you, adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, lane departure warning, and lane sway warning, and pre-collision throttle management systems. Help if I can talk today, but anyways. And it also comes with keyless start, which is a push button on the inside, and a keyless start, which you do the key fob correctly, it'll actually start the car remotely. As we walk around the car, though, you'll notice that the 2015-2016 model year Outback is a little bit larger. They expanded it ever so slightly. It's still one of the best cars. In fact, they invented this particular segment. Subaru did. This car, we've been averaging 30 miles to the gallon, and it is rated, I'll get it right off the sticker here, at 25 and 33. It's got a lot of room on the inside that we'll get to here in just a minute, but real quick, it's got 35.5 feet of storage here in the rear with the seats up, with the seats down, 73.3. As we're coming around the outside of this, one thing I want Richard to show you, and maybe he can catch it coming across, one of the cool features that Outback's got is built-in crossbars right into the actual roof rack assembly. So you push a button, you flip these cross rails over, everything is built into the top, but you don't have the wind resistance unless you actually put the crossbars up. So it's really a great system. Subaru put this out several years ago. Really, really a good system. I'll tell you what though, let's go for a quick drive. We'll come back, we'll walk through the rest of the interior, we'll show you a few of the features that they've changed for the 2016 model year, then we'll give you our opinion of the 2016 Subaru Outback. All right, now we're on the driving portion. Hope you enjoyed the intro that we gave you. We'll come back, we'll do some other of the key features on the interior and the back hatch and things like that once we get done with this drive. But I want to go through the driving portion real quick. Before we do that, though, it's always easy to show you as we've got the car running. Dual climate control, you can see this side set for 85, this side set for 80. The Starlink infotainment system, that's a new feature on this car from the 2015s. And there's a little bit of a glare right now with the way the sun's positioned, but I think you can see everything really well. You basically can just touch whatever you want. So if I want to go in and check the phone settings, I just check it. There's all of the past history of that particular settings in the infotainment system. Want to go to audio, hit the audio, choose what I want. If I want to go to map, I can hit map. I can also go to the apps section, which they've got all of their Starlink apps, which you can, again, go to Subaru's website, check all of that out for yourself. You can see all the different features that are in here. It's a great new system that Subaru has come out with. Part of their partnership with Toyota, I'm guessing, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm guessing has a lot to do with what's in the Starlink, because there's a lot of similarities between this and what Toyota is actually offering now. So great job on that, Subaru. You've done a fantastic job. I'll go through the rest of the interior, the steering wheel and so on a little bit later in the review, but let's do that. Let's back up, show you the backup camera, which you can see pops right up on the camera. Nice and clear. There is not dynamic grid lines. Now, is that a problem? You know, for me, it's never been a problem. In fact, the grid lines and the camera, period, for me aren't a big deal because I'm still an old guy. I use my mirrors to back up with. But for some of you, the dynamic might be a big deal. If it is, you know what? This car does not have that. As I turn the wheel, the lines on the screen do not move. Outside of that, I have no complaints. That part of it's not a big deal to me. Let's take a quick drive. I'll put my sunglasses on here. Again, as I talk about this car, one thing I want to make sure I make note of, interior quietness of this car is fantastic. Bar none. Works really, really well. It's one of the quietest cars in this segment that I think we've driven. Engine choices. This has the 2.5i liter, which is around 175 horsepower. You can jump up to the 3.6 liter. Both of these cars will have the CVT transmission as far as the automatics are concerned. And what I will tell you is this car doesn't drive like a typical CVT. It actually has shift points. You can see the paddle shifters here. You can put into a manual mode. I really had to really sense and feel if this car had a CVT transmission when I first started driving it, because I'll be honest with you, you can't tell. When you drive this car, it acts very, very much like a regular standard automatic transmission with shift points. You really can't tell you're driving a CVT. So Subaru, you've done a good job. One thing on the 3.6 liter engine I should note is you do get a heavier CVT transmission if you buy the 3.6 liter engine. So some of you that want more horsepower, you're 200 plus horsepower doing that, you get the heavier transmission. That may be something to look at, but keep in mind your fuel economy is going to go down some. But if you're not worried about that and you want more power, buy the 3.6 liter. This 2.5 liter engine though, in our particular area, even with our altitude, the car works great, has plenty of power. The get up and go is fine. Again, the CVT transmission works well, and overall interior comfort is great. One thing they did in 2016 is they did do some fine tuning of the suspension, and you're going to find a different ride quality in 2016 than what you found in 2015. Not knocking the 2015s, it's just one of the refinements they've made in the 2016 model year. So I tell you what, let's go back, we'll run through the rest of the interior, show you the back hatch, how much room's actually back there. This is a fantastic car though for the value. Again, $36,000 and some change, fully loaded limited Subaru Outback. Let's go check out the rest of the interior. All right, folks, we're back from the drive. Hope you enjoyed that. And as we always say, get out, drive these cars for yourself. Please don't rely on our judgment or any other reviewer's judgment that you see out there. You are the best judge of the car. You've got to get behind the wheel and drive it for yourself. Sit inside of it. Get your family inside of it. Make sure that it works, versatility-wise, that it works for you. Don't rely on us or anybody else for that, even friends or family. You get out and judge the car for yourself. And again, one of the things that I really like about this particular car in this segment, which a lot of cars, we drove a Volvo the other day that did not have this feature, automatic rear hatch. Hold it down, rear hatch pops up. It's got nice clearance as far as getting, making sure your head doesn't hit anything. That part works out well. And nice approach down here. They've got a nice protector for the bumper when you load stuff in and out of here, and you can see it's just got a really nice, great back end. I talked about earlier in the opening how much room it's got. Let me look this up again so I don't get it wrong. So with the seats up like you see it right now, 35.5. If I want to put a seat down, all I do, that's really cool by the way, I don't have to go up there, I don't have to move a seat, I don't do anything. I pull this lever back, both of these seats would fold down. All like not automatically, they're just spring loaded. Now I have 73.3. This, of course, privacy shield can come out of the way. 73.3 cubic feet back here. Lots of versatility. Sunshade comes back, privacy shade, I should say. One of the nice things I like in this particular model, this limited, one of the options is the nice heavy floor mats. And back here real quick, there is a hatch underneath here, or if you look, you can put a few other things and store underneath there. Not a lot, but you can get a few things, tools, what have you, back underneath there. Nice feature. This one actually does come with a 110 volt power port also in it, so great features on this particular car. I'll tell you what, you're going to be hard pressed to find some of the standard features that Outback gives you in any of the other models. Like I said earlier, this is a car that really defined this particular segment. There's other cars now that compete with it, but really, Subaru has done a great job. The Outback, I don't think I've talked about this yet, sits up slightly higher than some of the other vehicles in its segment, so you can take this vehicle off-road. Is it a hardcore off-road vehicle? Absolutely not. Some of the reviewers you see out there that are trying to do that with the car, that's not what Subaru designed it for. Can you take this back to your favorite fishing hole, hunting spot, things like that? Absolutely. As I climb in the back seat, and I wanted to mention the higher height on purpose because when I get in the back seat, as I put this seat back up and I climb in, you'll notice that even though it's a little higher, getting in and out of the seat, not a big deal. You just step in. It's really pretty much a level, even step in, if you would. Let me put this other seat back up, by the way. So as I get in, lots of legroom back here. This is set for about a 6 foot tall driver right now, and as you can see, I've got, two hand widths in between the seat and my knees. They've got nice apportionments, wood grain here, nice soft touch throughout. They've done a really good job on the interior. Back here in the back, rear heated seats. So you can see right here, the buttons, the seats back here are heated, and here's your 110 volt power port I talked about earlier, right down here, and venting for the back seat passengers. This car does come with a sunroof, which the back seat passengers, it doesn't affect a whole lot, other than it does lower the roof line down ever so slightly. But we did have somebody ride with us the other day that's well over 6 feet tall. no problems. Even with the sunroof in this car, they had plenty of headroom. That was not an issue. So I tell you what, let me jump into the front seat and we'll go over what's new for 2016 in the front seat. All right, we're now in the front seat of the 2016 Subaru Outback, and again, as I talked a moment ago, great apportionments throughout this car. They've really done a good job. Here's a better view of the sunroof on this particular car. Not a huge sunroof. You know, why isn't it deeper? I can't answer that other than I know this. A lot of people use these cars versatility-wise. They put things on the roof, and if you did that, you're going to block your view anyways. So in that regard, what's here works out fine. Grab handles on both sides above your head. They've got nice soft touch features. This is a nice soft touch material, leather-like material, if you would. Actually, let me check on the window sticker real quick. I think this is actually going to be true leather. As Richard's showing you the door panel over there on the side, I will double check that real quick. I believe this is, yeah, leather trim seating and steering wheel on this particular car, so you get both. As you can see throughout, nice soft touch features throughout the dash. And I will say this, we talked about this in the driving portion, but the new Starlink system, what Subaru's done with their nav, their radio, the audio, Subaru, again, great job. You've done fantastic. Storage compartments. You just saw on the side door panels, there's a couple of spots there. They have made the center console large enough to put a full iPad down in, so they've made that nice and deep, so you've got good storage there. You also have two cup holders here. Nice big storage compartment right here. Glove box, of course, over here. And again, I've got more storage over here in my side pocket. And the way they've laid the dash out, I will tell you what. Steering wheel works fantastic. Everything you need for all of your adaptive cruise. All of the features are here. All of your lane departure features, etc., are over here on your left-hand side. You can actually open the rear hatch on the left-hand side with the button. You can scroll through everything you need to do literally while you're driving right here without really even moving your hands over. But as you notice, again, I'm 5'10", sitting, a real long distance away from the steering wheel. I can reach all the knobs, do everything I need to do very, very easily. Does have heated front seats, which I mentioned earlier. You control those buttons right here, and dual climate control. This is, by the way, I'll talk about this in the opinion portion in just a second, but $36,000 and some change. Great, great value. One thing I don't think I've mentioned yet, I can't remember if I mentioned it during the driving portion or not, but I want to make sure I mention this real quickly. Interior noise on the new Subarus. Subaru, you've done fantastic. They are so much quieter than they used to be. One of the complaints I used to have with Subaru is the fact that they were really, really noisy on the inside. And this is not an exaggeration. I mean this sincerely because we just drove a BMW X1. So I'm talking BMW. I got out of the BMW right into this Subaru, and even my wife was the first one to say the Subaru is quieter than the BMW X1. So this Outback interior is less noisy than the interior on a BMW X1. So just an FYI. Tell you what, I'm going to hop out, give you our opinion of the 2016 Subaru Outback. All right, we're here now for the opinion portion, 2016 Subaru Outback. First of all, not a lot of changes from 2015, which, frankly, fine by me. It makes those people that bought a 2015 feel like they got a great value. Really, the biggest things on this are some of the interior audio infotainment systems. That's the big change for 2016 and this particular model. You know what? What do I think of this vehicle? What do we think of it? This is a great value. Richard was out with some of the family and friends over the New Year's holiday, and all of them commented. I've had several different passengers ride with me that have commented, this is a Subaru, this is an Outback. Wow, this is really a nice car on the inside. All the heated seats, all the creature comforts, and all of that for $36,000. And I'm getting 30 miles to the gallon in this car on a regular basis. So what do I think of the Outback? Fantastic value, symmetrical all-wheel drive Subaru. You've hit another home run. This is a great car. You can see why this is one of the best sellers in this segment. Subaru invented it, and you know what? They continue to reinvent it, and they keep doing a fantastic job building this car in this segment. And here in Colorado, this is one of the best-selling cars we have. Colorado, by the way, Subaru's #2 market in the entire country for vehicles sold. So you're going to see a lot of Subarus running around Colorado. The rest of you throughout the rest of the United States, go drive a Subaru. You'll be really impressed at how well the car works. Go to your local Subaru dealer. Tell them John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio sent you.